was a hideous bitch. I was like, damn, we're making fun of my looks now, too, huh?
Oh, I'm the only one who's allowed to be ugly? Rude.
Welcome to Read It and Screech. No, you have to say welcome to Read It and Screech.
I don't want to. Yeah, it's your punishment.
Oh my god, just do it.
No.
Just don't be a little bitch. Just do it. We could just change the regular episodes to me talking to myself. Welcome to Read It and Screech.
A very long list of trigger warnings.
If you're too loud and have no standards, you can sit with us while I give you the cliff notes and the cringiest quotes, and we go screeching all the way.
And a very long list of trigger
And
warnings.
a very long list of trigger warnings. I'm Grace, and this is my co-host, Ava. This week we are summarizing Empire of Lust by...
How do you keep finding so many fucking stupid F books?
It's by J.L. Beck, and the best part is that
Is that it ends at some point?
that there's another book of the same name, not to get them confused with each other. There are 322 pages. The audiobook is 10 hours and 38 minutes. It is narrated by Sierra Klein and Benjamin D. Walker. Benjamin D. Walker has narrated a series such as Common Threads and The Wild Weddings, while Sierra Klein boasts credits such as Sold to the Werewolf and...
I'm sorry. My mom sold me to One Direction.
Sierra Klein boasts credits such as... I can do this.
I don't think she boasts. I don't think
professional.
she boasts. I think maybe she doesn't tell people.
I'm a professional. Sierra Klein boasts credits such as Sold to the Werewolf and Put It in My Ass. I can't do it. Put It in My Ass. Explicit Gangbang Erotica and The Landlord's Little... Can't get through it. The Landlord's Little Diaper Girl.
Okay, so as I previously mentioned, Sierra doesn't boast. Sierra wanted that to be a secret, and you just told everyone.
Sierra has an audible credit list 25 pages long. And I'm not
Sierra's trying to pay
exaggerating.
her rent.
Sierra Klein boasts credits such as Sold to the Werewolf, Put It in My Ass,
First off, it's not that funny. I don't know why you're doing this.
Explicit Gangbang Erotica, and The Landlord's Little Diaper Girl.
Did you read all of them and pick the worst one?
She has 25 pages worth.
Did you read them all?
These were not the worst ones.
The Diaper Girl is probably the worst one.
That one might have been the worst one. She
I
had
want to know who wrote that.
so many volumes of erotica.
That is fucking foul.
This book has 3.77 stars on Goodreads out of 5.
I want to know how many the Diaper Girl has out of 5.
How many stars on Goodreads?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on Goodreads. We'll have to look that
Well,
up
if
for
it's not
next
on
week.
Goodreads, it's on Wet Awful Reads.
Why did it have to be wet awful reads? The male main character calls the female main character Little Bird.
Little Diaper Girl.
You heard of Little Match Girl? You ready for Little Diaper Girl?
You know when they go to Myrtle Beach and they get I'm his queen printed on the shirt? I'm his little diaper girl? That is non-consensual kink playing. You can't do that.
I told you. It's not that funny. Yes, it is. I can't get through it because it's real.
First off, you can read it,
I can't.
but also it's terrible.
Okay, you try it. Read this out loud without...
First off, Sierra Klein boasts credits such as Sold to the Werewolf and Put It in My... So you can read it if you're not making that fucking face. It's your face. The face is in the room with us. How do you keep finding ones where they call them Little Bird?
I don't know.
Because it's awful.
It is awful. Holy crow. Read it.
Sierra Klein boasts credits such as Sold to the Werewolf, Put It in My Ass, Explicit Gangbang Erotica, and The Landlord's Little Diaper Girl. It's not that hard.
It was easy. The setting is in the city. Doesn't specify which city.
Diaper City.
It is a dual first-person point of view. I'm assuming the city is in New England because of how they kind of talk about it, but they don't specify exactly what city it is. They talk a lot about getting shipments in from Miami, so I assume that's not where they are. We have the two main characters are Bianca and Callum. Bianca is 21 years old. She just graduated.
I'm just a little baby. I can pay you in blocks.
She just graduated college. Her dad is a detective, and her mom was killed in a random drive-by shooting. She lives with her longtime boyfriend, Lucas. The male main character is Callum. He is a big, bad international arms dealer played by Gerard Butler.
Excuse me?
Only because she describes him in the book as looking like Gerard Butler. Bianca and her best friend, Tatum, have just graduated from college.
Literally 50 Shades of Grey. Onward.
No, 50 Shades of Grey was much better than this book. So Bianca and her best friend Tatum have just graduated from college. They're heading home to Tatum's house after celebrating. Neither of their boyfriends came to the graduation, and
Bitch.
also neither did Tatum's mom. So only
Yeah,
their
but she's great.
so only their dads came to see them. Tatum is wasted, so Bianca pours her into her own bed at the house. Then she goes into the kitchen to get a snack and ends up happening upon Tatum's dad,
A real snack.
Callum,
No.
violently going down on some random girl on the pool deck. She's had a crush on him forever.
Ew.
So from in the shadows from the kitchen, she seizes the moment to touch herself while watching him go down on the random lady.
No.
While watching him go down on the random lady by the pool.
Why is it always my water with you people?
She thinks that he can't see her, but then they make eye
Of course he
contact
can.
right at the end. So Callum did in fact see her touching herself.
Oh my god.
He says that he has noticed her attentions over the past few years, but not before she was an adult, I hope. He decides to give her a show. He lets us know that even though he gets freaky all the time with oral, he will never have full penetrative sex due to the fact that he has an ex-wife.
I am an ex-wife and also clearly a child.
He spends one whole chapter shitting on said ex-wife and mentions that she hasn't signed their divorce papers because she's trying to get more and more money out of him. He's trying to find dirt on her to be able to make her sign the papers. Soon after this voyeuristic interaction, Bianca and Tatum go to the club. Tatum is leaving for a trip to Europe with her boyfriend soon, so they want to hang out before she leaves. While they're out, they're leaving the bathroom at one point. They run into Lucas emerging from the men's room with a lady behind him who obviously just gave it to him in the bathroom.
How many times have we been out in public and people have just been, I need to know?
It's evident that this random lady did not know that he had a girlfriend.
It's not evident. I need to know.
It is evident that the lady did not know that Lucas had a girlfriend. Bianca is refreshingly logical about that and puts the blame where it belongs, which is on Lucas. Tatum has her dad's right-hand man / her bodyguard, who has a very obvious crush on her, escort Lucas to go empty out he and Bianca's apartment. However, this is fucking pointless because Bianca can't afford to live there on her own anyway. Tatum tries to convince her to come to Europe with her, but Bianca says no because she needs to start her new job. Tatum says, okay, will you then at least stay at my dad's mafia compound in my room while I am gone? Callum is in his office wanking to thoughts of Bianca. He's having his men follow her around and tell him what she's been up to just for funsies. He's trying to go and wank himself off thinking about her, but then he's rudely interrupted by that right-hand man.
By his job?
So first, the right-hand man interrupts him.
How many people starved to death today?
Yeah.
Well, he was just like, you know what?
And then Tatum comes in and tells him that Bianca's going to stay there. He has literally already decided that he would be a better boyfriend than Lucas was. Later on, he walks in on her in his office crying. She says she was there getting the keys to Tatum's room when she was suddenly overcome with her personal failures and burst into tears.
The smell of your weed. Clearly.
He says, there. And then he devours her pussy like his life depends on it while she's sitting on the desk. Her thighs part for him. He says a bunch of off-putting, very possessive stuff about
how... This book is an off-putting thing.
She and her pussy belong to him, etc.
I thought you were going to say belong together, and that is how that works, so...
As soon as the deed is done, he tells her to take her little ballet flats and leggings.
We can't go on together.
And get the fuck out. And I have to say that the flats and leggings were the true crime of this interaction.
I would, yep.
He does feel bad for being such an asshole, and he's immediately, quote unquote, addicted to her. He proceeds to neglect his crime boss duties.
There it is.
In favor of following around this 21-year-old. He goes into her room, his daughter's room, mind you, and apologizes and then has her give him a blowjob.
Told you, it's creepy and weird.
Mm-hmm. She wants to ask him, like, what are we? But that's just too bad that her mouth is full of his cock.
Why do you keep saying the nastiest
I just quote. It's quotes.
After said it's just too bad was part of the book, or did you add that?
No, I added that. After the sloppy blowjob.
See, someone who wasn't good at it. There you go.
She puts on her ex-boyfriend's shirt in front of him, and he says, I'm gonna destroy that shirt. This makes me long for the days of Angelo stuffing ham in his mouth after shooting someone for touching the girl he likes. Only after getting pissy about the shirt does he take her across the house to his own bedroom. The next morning, he has a very detailed workout. He wonders if he shouldn't be fucking his daughter's best friend due to the ramifications that will have on their friendship. This does not stop him, or else we wouldn't have the rest of the book. Bianca has to start her new job. She's not excited about it, and she can barely sign the contract to start due to her moist pussy distracting her.
What is she doing?
Like stupid number stuff.
Oh, it's a math job?
Yeah. She's tempted to stop showering so that she can have his smell on her at all times. His smell being spicy woods and musk.
Candle!
The real smut in this book is the benefits package from this fictional job. But she's the worst and muses about how boring it will be to work there. She speaks with Tatum, and it sounds like there's something wrong with her friend, but she doesn't say anything about it.
But she doesn't care because she's fucking her dad.
She also neglects to mention that she gave this same friend's dad a sloppy blowjob and then let him put the tip in.
Why would she tell her friend that?
I don't know.
Why would a man be there? Why would you tell your friend that?
Callum is at home.
Potato.
Callum is at home counting the seconds before Bianca comes home. When she finally gets there, they fool around in his office until his right-hand man, Romero, knocks on the door and interrupts them to talk about the shady dealings he has.
Why isn't he told the friend?
Maybe he did.
Thought he liked the friend.
He does, and she does find out, so maybe he did tell her.
There you go.
He makes Bianca hide under the desk, and she feels him up while he's having this discussion.
I would be, remember when I told you that thing when you was like, I was like, do you ever consume media and you ever see a person, you're like, me and this person, if I was in this plot line, would not be getting along. If you shoved me under your fucking desk to feel up your nuts, I promise you that I would be pinching the shit out of your nuts. It wouldn't go well. Tell me to sit under the desk. Go under the desk if I want to go under the desk.
He suddenly gets insecure.
As he should.
Right. He suddenly gets insecure about the fact that she heard what his illegal business is. But then he says, fuck it. I guess she was going to learn one day. And then he tells her that he is a violent jackass. He straight up shows his ass to her, taunting her for liking him, when he is a piece of shit, nasty groomer motherfucker.
He went to share the old grass.
She says, oh, it's not true. I don't think you're a bad person. Instead of being flattered, he runs a gun all over and around her labia.
Again, I would have bitches when I had the chance.
He says, what's wrong? You cream your panties any other time I touch you.
Bitch.
Then he tells her to leave, and she does, thank God.
Good.
A few weeks pass, and it's really awkward around the house, and she starts thinking about getting her own apartment.
Good.
In these 3 weeks, poor Callum has been wanking to the thought of her constantly.
I don't feel bad for him. Poor nothing.
He watches her through the camera.
You missed the opportunity to pinch his nutsack. That's on you.
Callum has been winking to the thought of her constantly.
I know. I'm saying boo on her because she missed the opportunity to pinch his nuts from under the table.
He watches her through the security camera and jerks off to the side of her getting in and out of the car. His henchmen mention that the ex-wife has been spotted out and about around town with a young man. So I guess she's the Eastern Cougar. But they're having trouble finding any dirt on her.
That wasn't dirt.
I know. Well, no, because he's also fucking a young person. Bianca goes out for happy hour with her coworkers. People are sniffing around trying to talk to her. No one holds a candle to her friend's technically still married father. Unfortunately, her ex-boyfriend Lucas happens to be at the same club. He grovels to her and hints that he knows she's hooking up with someone else. She tries to run away to get away from him and then slams right into Callum. He's so pissy that she let other men exist in her immediate vicinity.
How dare you?
Mm-hmm. They make love in this club.
I hate it so much.
Her ex then calls her, and Callum answers mid-thrust.
Oh my God.
And taunts him with her moans. He says, oh, I only threatened you because I was afraid to like you.
I would have pinched this man while he was doing that. Purple Nurple, how does your threat sound now?
And
I would not get along with these people.
His cock is so big that when she says she can't take any more, he says, don't worry, there's only 4 more inches.
Again, how would you sound saying that sentence if I was literally twisting your nipple, sir? We would not get along.
As soon as they're done making love in this club, he runs home and decides to not only replace her birth control with sugar pills, but also start injecting her with fertility hormones.
For sure. I'm leaving. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. Ever.
I did not write this book. I
This is
do
your
not
punishment?
condone this book. The mission that we are completing is to save others from this book.
You were supposed to save me from this hell.
No.
How do you, is your super secret business that you just trade in pills that look like other pills? You just have those on hand?
No, he had to. Oh, that's a good point because
You ordered them special
No.
from a fake drugstore
This is
on
a-
Amazon?
this is a very good point that you're making because he took the pills, took a picture of them, sent them to a doctor he had on his payroll and was like, hey, get me these in sugar pill form. Doctors don't have access to that kind of thing. They are not drug manufacturers.
Of sugar pills that look like your wife's birth control? Yeah, no.
That's like asking me that. I can't.
Poison.
Doctors also aren't pharmacies. Like, they don't have access to just all these random
You
medications at all times. Weird as hell.
No, you can get shit like that on Amazon as like a joke from a joke store.
It's a hilarious, funny joke. Very funny joke today.
Veronica.
Okay, so Bianca goes to lunch with her dad, and her ex is there.
Her dad,
Right.
who no one is fucking conveniently.
Her ex is there watching her. She hasn't told her dad they broke up yet. Dad says that Lucas came to the house and told him that they broke up, and he was very supportive and not an idiot, so he could tell he must have done some shiesty shit. She goes to look for a new apartment so she can get away from her friend's dad and be closer to work. She has second thoughts, though. Lucas is there, too, watching her look at this apartment, and he looks like he sucked a lemon.
Well, at least he didn't fuck someone's dad. Suck a lemon, fuck someone's dad.
He gives her an ominous-looking manila envelope and tries to kiss her.
Okay, you know, there are 7 billion people in the world, Lucas.
Get on with your
Get
life!
off of this one.
Callum has nothing better to do than watch
Can
her...
I interest you in perhaps a vanilla custard?
Callum has nothing better to do than watch his daughter's friend sign a
Really?
lease.
Because Lucas could have nothing better to do than follow her around. Do these men not have jobs?
No. People
are dying.
He is at least self-aware that he's not much better than the ex, but he is very offended that she wants her own apartment.
Okay.
He talks to Tatum and confronts her about the $30,000 shopping spree she took her boyfriend on in Europe. Tatum confronts him in return about fucking her best friend.
So that wasn't a shopping spree, that was a punishment.
She's actually chill about the whole thing. She thinks it's a tiny bit gross, but otherwise doesn't give a fuck. The manila envelope was a photo of her and Callum kissing while they made love in that club.
Oh my god. Did they do that in the middle where everyone could see them?
No.
Oh. Well, the way you said it made it sound like maybe they did.
She's freaking out because her dad is a detective. He would freak out to learn that she's fucking this old man crime boss. Callum thinks that his ex was the one who's behind having the picture taken, and he lets it slip that he was watching her when she was looking at the apartment because he says, oh, you shouldn't be worried about your pussy ex-boyfriend. She runs out of his office and down the hall to his daughter's room.
These people.
While he runs after her saying, you get back here, young lady. She's gonna get the fuck out of here.
These people are stressing me out.
And she starts packing a bag to leave. Callum will not have this. He gets so mad at her and he thinks that she's being an ungrateful brat. And I have to say that, yes, that is how 21-year-old girls are, sir.
Yeah, because they don't have a whole brain yet.
They argue and he spanks her for her spoiled behavior.
Oh my god. King of the inappropriate.
They argue and he spanks her for her spoiled behavior. Said behavior being attempting to get out of this weird toxic situation. They fuck and she passes out from exhaustion. While she's asleep, he switches out her birth control and injects her with the fertility drug. So she wakes up wondering why she dreamed about being stung by a bee and needing to get ready for work. Callum says, no, you don't work anymore. Your job is to be in the house. She decides again.
You are now asleep in the house. Brie Larson in the room.
She decides again that she's just going to leave his crazy ass and decides to go to work and then sign the lease on the other place on the way home. She wusses out before she can do that and decides she's going to make it work with this psychopath. On the way out of the building, Lucas hits her with a fucking car.
Oh, nice. Me too.
When she doesn't come home on time, Callum cannot fathom why she wouldn't want to live with him, especially since it's not possible for her to have figured out about the birth control switcheroo that he did.
Right.
He is screaming, crying, throwing up until he gets a call from her in the ER. He hangs out with her in the hospital for 4 days, and this is the longest they've ever hung out without fucking this entire relationship.
They didn't try to fuck in the ER. Feel like that
No, they do.
Okay.
Callum lets her decide whether or not he will kill Lucas for trying to kill her with the car, and he's very proud of himself for giving her a choice in the matter. She says that despite the fact that this person made an attempt on her life, she does not want him dead, and he should suffer no repercussions for his actions. Callum's cock springs to life, her legs fall open,
Oh my god, no!
and she asks him to make her feel good. Tatum is now back in town without her boyfriend and acting a little bit off. They go shopping, and Bianca notices that she has marks all over. So her piece of shit boyfriend that she went to Europe with was knocking her around in between shopping trips. Bianca agrees not to tell Callum.
So they spent $30,000, and meanwhile he was like,
Yes. Yeah.
give me $30K.
Yes. She was like, maybe if I give him $30K, he won't be a piece of shit anymore. That evening, Bianca, Tatum, Callum, and Romero go to a business dinner. Callum has let the man who he's going to make a deal with believe that he will offer up Tatum to his son as a mob wife in exchange for doing business together. This son tries to put the moves on Bianca, so obviously Callum flips the fuck out. Bianca goes to the bathroom and is kidnapped by Lucas. No worries, though, because Callum has a tracker on Bianca's phone.
And he lets her keep the phone.
Bianca wakes up tied to a bed, not in a good way. Lucas is fucking delusional and disheveled and smelly and saying shit about how obviously Callum groomed her and she's safe now. Callum bursts in. Lucas puts a switchblade to her neck, and then Callum blows his head off while she's right next to him.
If he kills her, will our POV end and the book can be over? Because
he doesn't.
take me off the roster.
He doesn't do that.
Damn it!
He blows Lucas's head off while she's right next to him in the bed, getting blood all over her face. She realizes that he must have had a tracker on her phone to have found her so fast, and for the third time decides to run away. Tatum decides to go with her so she won't be alone in this trying time, and also because POS Callum tried to sell her in a business deal. He cannot fathom why the girls would be mad at him and is pulling out all the stops to find them. He puts it together that the young man that was hanging around with his ex-wife must have been Lucas. He does find the girls who are staying at a hotel. They were hanging out with some boys, and then Tatum had a panic attack when one of them tried to kiss her. So it comes out that her boyfriend was smacking her around all about Europe. Bianca takes this opportunity to tell Callum that she loves him, but he has to chill the fuck out. They all go home.
And we can parent my friend together.
Mm-hmm. They all go home as one happy family. Callum and Bianca just fuck constantly for like 48 hours.
No.
He tells her that he wants to have kids with her, but not that he's already manipulated her against her will into it.
No.
Right in the middle of their little sexy afterglow, his ex-wife bursts into the room, and she makes a comment about Bianca fucking her husband. Callum and his ex-wife get into a heated argument, and they're so wrapped up in it that they don't realize that Bianca has run away for a fourth time.
Wow.
She runs to her dad's house and finds him in a drunken stupor, saying that he finally figured out who was behind her mom being shot in that drive-by. She says, "Oh my God, who?" And he said, "Oh, it was Tatum's dad." The end.
First off,
I need you to ask me, is there a second book?
I'm sure there's a second book.
I need you to ask me, have I read it?
Did you read it?
Not the whole thing. I'm only 70% through.
Oh my God. Why did you read it?
I don't know. Because there's way better books that I didn't read the sequel of.
Right.
The Witch Collector was excellent and I didn't read that sequel.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh
I think I just needed to know because, like, I read the summary of the little book jacket summary of the second one. It said something about she isn't going to be with him, but a king needs his queen.
Who?
That Callum, being the mafia king, needs his mafia queen. And so I was like, I want to see how they do that. I want to see how she reconciles fucking the guy who killed her mom.
First off, I guess based on the beginning that he was going to have been the one that killed her mom.
He wasn't, though.
Like, but it's going to have been like their group. Because
it wasn't even that. It was just like a ripple effect that really had very little to do with
as soon as
him.
you said it was like the mafia, I was like, oh, and a drive-by. I was like, oh, well, it's their fault or whatever.
So the last book that's about, I'm probably going to skip the next two, but I do kind of want to read the last one because in all of this plot, the two people that I actually wanted to read about were Romero and the friend. Because obviously they're going to get together, and he actually tracked down the guy who was smacking her around.
Ew.
Like, he was up for 24 hours to track him down and fuck him up. Oh, that was cute. Here's the question. Where are they now?
Hell.
Bianca, Callum,
She's probably doing preschool dates with her horrible kid from their horrible relationship.
So you think Bianca is like a mommy TikToker?
Mm-hmm. Like that horrible lady that threw a chair.
She didn't give me that vibe. She did give me the vibe of like a mommy TikToker, but not the vibe of that mommy TikToker specifically. Where's Callum? Are they still together?
I don't know. He probably died of old age.
She had to be. He was her little diaper boy.
Right?
And where's Tatum? Tatum and Romero got married and got the fuck out of there. He quit. He took his retirement because you know that like even though he works for her dad, he's gonna be like the rich, like so rich.
No, they didn't. They still live in the garage apartment, and he still kisses her dad's ass.
Ew. No,
he's like family above all. He done stuff for me.
Awful.
Loyal to the end.
Did his ex-wife grant him the divorce?
No, she died.
What did she die of?
Bad Botox.
Okay.
She got bad lip filler and died.
Okay. So
no one came to her funeral.
No, they didn't. And like
her ashes got mailed to their address because it was the last one listed on file.
Oh my gosh. Think about it too is that they both have degrees and I feel like they're gearing up to have her be a full-time mob wife.
Mm-hmm.
And that irritates me because she has a whole college degree. And then
so they did in 50 Shades of Grey. And then they were like, she's gonna like work at the publisher or whatever. She's gonna do, No,
she's not. She's gonna make chocolate dip strawberries and sell them at Easter on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, I would do that too. But that's what she's gonna do. She's going to sell Young Living.
Mm-hmm.
What was the point of going to college and school?
To meet the man. That was the
point.
To
have the number job. And she talks about how she just like wants passion in her life. You do not.
What
sometimes...
do you think breeds the passion? Like, where do you think it comes from?
I think he's breeding anything he can breed. He went from I don't fuck anyone because I don't want to get anyone pregnant to I will force this person to get pregnant against their will.
That's why he wasn't doing it, because he knew he was a monster.
Like, in the second book that I'm in, he still hasn't admitted it to her. Like, 70% through, she's pregnant, and he hasn't been like, oh, that was me. You didn't do a very good Where Are They Now?
Because I care nothing about those people. And
you don't care about any people we cover, period.
First off, I did a pretty good one. That woman's dead.
Thank you for listening to Read It and Screech. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can always rate, review, subscribe, and find us on TikTok and Instagram at
Or you can mail us one of those weird little potatoes that says, "We hate you."
What can you do that?
Lengthy.
You thought that was lengthy? There's 4 more inches.